bring us to our topic today. Before every class, I like to discuss some sort of topic to educate you, to inform you, so that you understand what is going on, right? Balance University, we took a different approach. We're concentrated and focused on the brain and the way the brain communicates with our muscles, with our mechanoreceptors at the bottoms of our feet, with our proprioceptors and our nerve endings in our skin. And so what I want to do is talk about falls and the most common hours for falls. Now, you're probably sitting there and you can kind of figure out, if you think about it, what are the most common hours in the day for a fall. Anybody have any suggestions or ideas?
8 to 12. 8
to 12? You're close. You're close. It's actually the most common hours, and this is according to Provider Magazine, right? This is a source I pulled. Data shows that fall risk peaks between 6 and 9 p.m. All right, we're going to come back to that. And again, from 3 to 6 a.m., right? We know what's going on between 3 and 6 a.m. most of the time, right? Okay, so we don't have to spend too much time there. But 50% of people who fall overnight will have another overnight fall. And statistics become even more critical as they are applied to those living with Alzheimer's and other forms of neurological diseases, right? We're talking about dementia, Parkinson's. So these people are at an even greater risk for falls as they experience sundowning, increased restlessness, anxiety, disorientation, all of which can become more intense as the disease progresses. Now, what's going on between 6 and 9 p.m., right? Let me tell you, I lived in a small town in Texas, and I lived in some apartments, and I had an EMS, a paramedic, and a police officer that were married that lived underneath me. And every morning, almost without fail, you would hear ambulances going around. I mean, without fail. And I'm thinking, this is crazy. You would think people would learn how to drive their way to work. And I made that comment to this paramedic friend of mine. And she looks at me and she says, no, that's not what's happening. What's happening is people are waking up dead. I said, oh, really? She goes, yeah, an incredible amount of people pass away during the night. Their spouses or someone finds them, and they're rushing to their aid. So between 6 and 9, how many of you have gotten up at night and felt lightheaded? Right? When you stand up, or maybe it's not getting up at night. Maybe you're sitting down and you stand up really quickly and you get a little bit of lightheadedness. Right? That's called postural hypertension, all right, or hypotension. What happens is your blood pressure, we all experience it whether you know it or not, but your blood pressure needs to regulate. So at night, in those hours between 3 and 6 a.m., what I like to do is first light the way. You can go to our website and print this checklist out too, how to fall-proof your home. As you stand up, count to 3. Keep your legs against the bed, and then you can proceed on your route, whether you're going to the bathroom or the kitchen. Can't fault a person for a little midnight snack, right? So when we're looking at the hours of 3 to 6, that's probably the most common. Now 6 to 9 is usually social hour, right? Usually dinner time or supper time. I've had a lot of folks contact me because they've fallen in a restaurant or they've fallen outside of a restaurant, okay? So what I want to do is encourage you when you're in unfamiliar surroundings, be diligent, right? Understand where you're at. Recently, I've had a lot of people tell me that they've fallen in parking lots. And they're uneven concrete there. You have the parking curbs, right? We talked about that. People tripping and falling over curbs. What happens is most folks don't realize your balance is bad until you experience a fall. And if that occurs, we're in dangerous waters, all right? Really quickly, we're going to zoom through this. Also, did you guys know there was a Fall Prevention Awareness Week? This year, that's going to fall on the 23rd. But falls in the elderly are so common and dangerous. The United States, the CDC, has joined forces with the National Council on Aging to create this Fall Prevention Awareness Week and Day. That'll be on September 23rd. We'll do a big old thing. We'll have balloons and all kind of stuff there. All right. So, a couple more things. Among older adults who died from falls this is all the way back in 2010, right? Remember, 10,000 Americans turn 65 every day, right? So think about this statistic, keep that in mind. Among older adults who died from falls in 2010, according to the CDC, brain trauma was the cause of death in 41% of those cases, right? What also happens as we age? Osteoporosis, osteopenia, our bones become brittle. What we do here in class is going to help improve those DEXA scan scores. It's going to improve those T scores. These are load-bearing exercises, okay? So this is important. All right, last thing I'm going to leave you with, all right, a Cornell physician did this research. What they found was 60% of falls happen inside the home. Most of those falls occur inside the bathroom, all right? So 30% of falls occur outside the home, within a community setting, shopping, walking on the street. 10% of those falls occur in a healthcare center, right? Retirement community, a CCRC or something like that. So let me leave you with this thought, all right? Every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in the ER for a fall-related injury. Every second of the day, an older adult falls, and every 19 minutes, this is actually 18, this is all sheet. According to the National Council on Aging, every 18 minutes, a senior dies from a fall-related injury, right? And now we know 41% of those are brain trauma, okay? And there will be 7 deaths every hour by 2030 from fall-related injuries, all right? So, this is a topic that's not discussed as much as it should be. I'm glad you're here. Now you see the importance. I know maybe it's not the most happy thing to talk about when we're talking about falls as it relates to injuries and death, but it certainly drives home the point, doesn't it?